it's Christine. Someone asked me if I was going to make a tutorial on my beach bag album. Because this album is so similar in construction to my interactive 8x8, I wasn't planning on doing a tutorial on this one. Usually my tutorials include the written instructions as well as detailed videos that show how to do the album from start to finish. But this is so similar to my 8x8 that I'm not going to do a full tutorial, but I promised the person that I would show how to construct the pages on the inside. So that's what I'm here to do today. I just wrapped this little piece of paper around the charms so they don't flop around too much during the demo. Okay. So this album measures 9.5 by 11 inches, the cover. The inside pages measure 8.5 by 10 inches. Now there's two basic styles of the base page. The first one is a triple panel that opens out like this, and there's a pocket on the side with an extra large tag in it here. The second page is a double panel like that, and this one too has an extra large tag in it. So all of the other pages are constructed the same way, only I've added some flaps and pockets to them. So there's a triple panel, another double, another triple, and another double. So let's start with the first page, the triple panel. This section here is the base page. It has the pocket on the right for the extra large tag. This panel slides inside the pocket of the base page, and then the third panel attaches to the second panel. So we're going to start by doing this piece here. Well, actually, first we're going to start by making the base page with the pocket. So you need two pieces of cardstock, and I'm working with 8.5 by 11. The first piece measures 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to score 1/2 inch from each edge to form seams like that. So when I fold these over, my page is going to measure 10 inches across. I mean 10 inches high. So I'm going to fold these seams up. And then I'm going to attach this piece, which measures 8.5 by 10. Now to do that, I'm going to put some wide two-sided tape to these seams that I've folded up. And then I'm going to attach the second piece on top. Now, I'm going to take this piece of paper is going to slide inside the pocket here, like so. So I'm going to trim it. Because I want it to slide inside, I'm going to make it a little bit lower than this pocket. So instead of 10 inches, I'm going to make it 9 7/8 of an inch high. And the width is the same at 8.5. So 9 7/8. Like that. I need a better blade on my cutter. Okay. Now, in order to have this attached, I'm going to form a hinge here that will slide inside. So along the 8.5 inch side, I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. Like that. And then I'm going to insert that like that. So, now if it's a tight snug, you can trim the corners a little bit diagonally, and that'll make it easier to pop in there. So I fold my seam up like that, and I put my two-sided tape on here because I wanted to attach inside on the top part here. So I'm going to trim it a little bit diagonally just to make it easier to get those ends in the pocket. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Once it's in position, just hold it, and I'm going to use my little knife here to fish out the tape backing. Oops, I don't want to take the tape off. Again. Okay, so my second panel is attached, and I'll still be able to slide my large tag in the back. Now I want to attach the third panel, this one here, which attaches here. Now I want to punch my border before I cut the width, because some borders will take off a strip of your cardstock at the top. So it's easier if you punch your design first and then you cut the width to fit. So I took a piece of my 8.5 by 11. And I've already punched my design on it, and then I cut it so that the height matches the height of this piece here, which was 9 7/8, like that. And I'm going to join these two pieces together. Now to do that, I'm going to put my paper in the trimmer with the trimmed edge over to the left, and I want this third panel to measure 8 1/4 inches wide, and I'll show you after why it's 8 1/4 and not 8 1/2. So I'm putting this at 8 1/4. Now the reason it's 8 1/4 is because I want this panel to be inside, just a bit inside the second panel. In other words, I don't want this to stick out beyond this piece here. I'd rather have it a little bit in like that, so it's about 1/4 inch in more. And the reason that also this one here is 8 1/2 inches. If you're using 12-inch paper, you could make it longer, but then it's going to interfere with your spine if it goes all the way down closer to the edge. I like having that little gap in there as well. So I'm going to attach my paper, my cardstock, to the second panel, and I'm going to make a hinge. So I put my sheet of cardstock on my scoreboard, and I'm going to form a hinge at the 1/2 inch mark. Fold this up. Now this piece will attach like that, and it's going to open like that. So I'm going to put my 2-sided tape on the inside here. And I put it down like that so that it's facing over to this side. So there's the front of my base page, my 2nd flap, and now I'm going to attach my 3rd flap. Position that like that. There we go. Now this page is done. I'm going to mat it, and then I can add pockets and tags as I want. Now this part here is the part that's going to attach over the hidden hinge of the album. Now page number 2 is a very simple flap that opens like that. So I've already made my base page, like so, and I've got my piece cut out and punched, and this piece measures again 9 7/8 high and 8 1/4 inches across. I'm going to make my seam by scoring 1/2 inch from the edge. I fold my seam up, and I'm going to put my 2-sided tape on here. And I'm going to give these corners a little trim. And this one slides. The tape will attach again to the top section of the pocket. And my 2nd flap is done. The long tags measure about 8 1/2 by 9 1/4. Now to get the size perfect on these tags, again, I like to punch my border before I trim the width, because with the width you want the edge to stick out of your pocket so that you can see that little frilly border, and you want to take into consideration that you're going to have a hinge inside your pocket here, so you need the space for the hinge. So I'm not going to make my tag go all the way inside the edge of the pocket. I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch for the 1/2" hinge that will stick in there. Now, your pages, you make 3 of each of these. And just to go over, these are just simple flaps that you can make according to the size that you want. And they're all pretty much described in my tutorial for the 8x8 album, how to make these, how to make pockets. And this is just a double pocket, one pocket on top of another here. This is just a flap that's held closed with a magnet. And there, I think this, yeah, there's one of those in the tutorial. And that. This is a waterfall. That's in the 8x8 tutorial too, only this one is wider. But it's constructed the same way. And this is another pocket that just sits on this flap. And then this again is just a double pocket. And I made it the same height as the flap, and I've got some tags in it. So it's very similar to the 8x8. For the spine measures, it's about 3 3¼ inches wide, because I've got 6 pages and there's a 1/2" gusset between each page, I think on this one, yeah. And I think the 8x8 also has a 1/2" gusset, so the measurements would be the same except for the height of your stack of hinges. The base of the stack of hinges would be 10½ inches, and the hinges themselves would be a bit less than 10 inches so that they can slide inside the pocket too. So you could probably go about 9 3/4 inches for the hinges. Then the covers, I've got a pocket inside here, and nothing new there. And the covers, I have this down somewhere, I think. Yeah, the covers are 9½ by 11 inches. And then this closure here is the same as the 8x8. I just have a chain and some little charms on the front cover. So that's it. So I hope this was useful to you. I will post a link to this album in the description of the video. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Have a nice day.